Hi, my name's Marissa. I'm from Rise High Financial Solutions, and today I'm sharing with you 5 tips for purchasing your first home. Tip number 1, understand what you can afford. There's 2 elements to this. Firstly, you need to understand what your borrowing capacity is. So make sure you sit down with your mortgage broker and find out what you can actually afford to borrow. But more importantly, you need to understand how your cash flow looks and what you can actually afford to spend on your mortgage once you actually get your mortgage to ensure it's not going to impact your lifestyle. One easy way to look at this is to look at how much you're currently paying for rent and how much more you can afford on a weekly, fortnightly or monthly basis to put towards your mortgage. So tip number 1, make sure you understand what you can afford before you start looking for a house. Tip number 2, understand your deposit options. So obviously there's a lot of different ways you can raise a deposit. One simple way that you can do that is by saving money. That's obviously a great way because it demonstrates to the banks that you do have the ability to save money and that you do manage your money well. However, if your deposit is on the low side, there are other options to help get your home ownership dreams happening sooner. Firstly, you might want to look at family support. If family can help you either by the way of helping with gifting you some money through a deposit or helping with a family guarantee, they might have some equity in a property they own. They're different ways that you can look at getting into property sooner and potentially saving thousands of dollars on lenders' mortgage insurance. The other thing that you can look at is what grants you're eligible for. In some instances, you may be eligible for a first homeowner's grant. In some instances, you may be eligible for even further grants if you're actually planning to do a land and house and land package and build your first home from scratch. These are all things that your mortgage broker can help you to determine what you're eligible for and how you can make your home ownership dreams a reality sooner. So tip number 2 was understand your deposit options. Tip number 3 is understand your purchase costs. So when you do buy your first home, it's not just the amount of money that you spend on the home that counts. You also need to pay other fees and charges and purchase costs, for example, stamp duty, conveyancer fees, things like that. We normally like to allow about 5.5% of the purchase price in purchase costs. So when you're looking at how much money you'll need to contribute to this purchase, it's not just about what the purchase price is, we also need to take into consideration all the purchase costs surrounding the property. So make sure that you're not caught short on settlement day and missing some money. Tip number 4, living expenses. Manage and monitor your living expenses. So now when you borrow money, the banks are really hot on the topic of how much money you're spending in your day-to-day life. So they're looking at potentially 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses history to show them what your living expenses are. One suggestion is to make sure that you're keeping your living expenses to a minimum in the 3 to 6 months preceding your home loan application, and that will ensure that you maximise your borrowing capacity and help you to achieve your dreams sooner. Finally, tip number 5, you need a fantastic mortgage broker that is going to hold your hand throughout the process and really coach you every step of the way. Buying your first home is both exciting and an overwhelming, daunting experience, and having the right mortgage broker there supporting you will not only help you to choose the right lender and the right product to ensure that you're achieving your goals, but will also help to get you into home ownership sooner and will make the whole process stress-free so that you can focus on the exciting elements of moving into your first home. Hope these tips helped today, and we'd love to help you. So get in touch with us today.